It's not upsetting.
Jordan is just learning that I have not seen any of the Lord of the Rings movies.
It makes me a little sad.
Although I thought that was common knowledge. I thought everyone knew I had never seen any of them.
It was not common knowledge.
I will say,
at least,
that I did try to watch one of them. I don't know which one. And it was just not my thing. That's
okay. It is a different kind of movie.
Yeah.
Especially than what people are used to nowadays.
Yeah, I know. I'm not a big fan of sci-fi and fantasy. I've said that forever. But it's just not. It doesn't get my it has to be really, really solid to get my attention. Like Harry Potter, obviously.
Sure.
But that's because I read all the books to my students. Typically.
Right. You had
I had a reason for
already.
it.
Yeah.
What's the Game of Thrones? I liked.
Okay.
But that's about the extent of it. It's a little bit. I mean, there's dragons and stuff, but it's really not. It's less.
For sure.
Right. It's less fantasy. Definitely not sci-fi.
It definitely.
But it has the element of fantasy that I wouldn't have just watched it without Jason.
Oh,
like
for sure.
He was the one who encouraged me to watch it.
It's definitely one of those shows that, like, when it first starts, and I love this about that series is that the magic of that world is very mysterious and mystical, and it's just like it's not in your face.
Yeah, it's like
very, very subtle.
Yeah.
In the shows, they bring it a lot more to the forefront, but mostly in the latter half of the series.
Yeah.
But I can definitely understand how that would be a lot more appealing to you. Yeah. Knowing what you prefer.
I just have a harder time enjoying things that don't have any element of realism. You know, like my preference for reading is nonfiction. Like I like to read biographies and history and things like that. I don't read a lot of fiction, and that's just the way my brain works. Is that I prefer like documentary films and things like that. So.
Well, and it's interesting because I'm the complete opposite.
Yeah.
I'm the complete opposite side of the street in all regards. Yeah. I really like the getting completely taken out of anything in normal like real world stuff when I'm reading literature, and I very much dislike reading nonfiction. It has to be incredibly compelling for me to be interested in that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, and that's a good point too. That's worth pointing out is that nonfiction is a massive category. So it obviously, yes, it has to be a topic that I'm interested in, a person that I would be interested in
of course.
learning more about. Yeah. So it's not just in general. Like you can't hand me a book of, like the history of plumbing and be like, oh, let me just read this. Although that one might be interesting.
What, plumbing? The history of plumbing?
Yeah.
I mean, I would watch a YouTube video that's 25 minutes long about it. I'll put it that way. Like, I would let it consume at least that much of my time. So I get where you're coming from.
Hello, everyone.
Hi. We're back.
Is this?
What's this? Megalodon Jaws. Holy cow!
Well, and you say, I mean, hello, it's so good to see you, but you say it's a new stream time. It's not. This is our same regular stream time.
No, he may have been watching before Daylight Savings Time.
Okay.
It's been a while.
All right. That is not a new stream time.
Correct.
That is a clock time issue that we are not impacted by because we live in Arizona. So I am sorry for all of you who live in other places that have to change your clocks. We don't do that.
Yeah, Megalodon, because we don't have Daylight Savings Time, half of our stream year is at Pacific Time.
Yep.
And the other half of the year is at Mountain Standard Time.
Yep.
But it's great to see you.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Hi. Hello. How have you been? Catch us up. What's going on?
And hello to Paint Liquor and Vector and Campbell and
Chadwicky.
Gates of Paint, Sarcastic Grandpa, Avian, Zombie PhD. Chad Wilkie said that looks great, like it was just ripped out of a comic.
This guy? Thank you. If it's this guy, thank you. If not,
I think
then
that's the only one that we're seeing. So.
I would assume so. Yeah.
No one else is here.
It's very close to being
without a Jason this afternoon. He's sick.
He
was on Friday as well, I believe.
Yeah, he was.
He got home before I left on Friday, so.
You know it's really bad when Jason goes home sick.
Yeah, when Jason goes home sick.
Yeah,
he's really sick.
He definitely does not like being at home.
Doesn't like to miss work.
Yeah. So, I get that. I'm kind of the same way. I don't like missing work if I can avoid it. Yeah.
That just means more work later.
Yeah.
Dino God Ben wants to know how much you're going to sell the finished Danav Mini for. To him.
Oh. Well, that, to be fair, not really in charge of that. That's a question you can have with Jason.
And Jason is sick right now, conveniently.
And Jason is sick right now. So he can't give you a number off the rip. But thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying it.
Mm-hmm.
I need to get my hands on a new Devondra. I went to go to clean it on Friday because I knew that we were coming up to the finish line on this guy, and I realized that there was a huge print error.
On
Devondra. So I need to get a fresh one. So
on all of on the one that we
the one that we had. We had like super early runs of them, and I remember looking at it over before, and I didn't see it, and I was cleaning it.
Did we get a box of those?
We do have a box of them. I haven't gotten a chance to talk to Jason about getting one.
Okay.
So that might be a tomorrow thing. But we can finish this guy up right now, and then I have some interim projects that I can work on. Oh, it fell down. Okay. Then yes, I do. Which will be fun. So we'll probably spend 15, 20 minutes just making sure that all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. Ben gonna punch Jason right in his wallet with a tightly gripped wad of cash. Like a Smaug. Not a Smaug. I don't like doing a lot of cleaning on stream. I would prefer to just paint. And I have a model here that is relatively prepped for painting. That I think would work better than Smaug at the moment. I'm working on cleaning the rest of Harasser. But I am working on Fulgrim. Because Fulgrim I am 100% doing for Golden Demon next year. So that's happening. The problem with that is, if you're doing a piece like that for Golden Demon, it takes a long time to clean properly. So it will be a while before we see that on stream.
Oh, that was you. You got it before me.
You nuked that fool?
Hi, Jason. I was right there doing it. And I was like, I don't feel like I clicked that. Like, I thought the mouse was doing things without me.
Well, if Jason's here.
But I was literally clicked on it, and then something popped up, and it was, yeah.
Hello? Is my mic on?
No, it's on. Oh. Let me listen to it, maybe.
I don't feel good, beware. I think you will get nothing but well wishes from us, Jason. Uh-oh. It's on, obviously, because it wouldn't work at all otherwise. Being weird.
Someone with a very tiny head.
Shelby, maybe?
Oh, yeah, you were way down.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Can you guys hear me better now? Very tiny, far away sounding. Okay. Hopefully that's better now. It looks like I'm peeking back into the normal range, which is good. Oh. Well, hello.
Panic bomb.
Verily, Baby J. Mucho bettero. Excellent. All right. I hope Jason is enjoying a nice, relaxing bowl of soup or something warm.
I mean, I made him soup last night, and it was left over. And I went to a farmer's market yesterday in Flagstaff, and I brought home this delicious loaf of jalapeno cheddar bread.
Ooh.
And then I made him soup.
What kind of soup?
Potato. Like baked potato soup.
Oh, so good.
Yeah, I made soup.
You're welcome, Jason. I got you covered. Oh, man.
That's for dinner, yes.
Potato soup sounds so good right now. I know it's like 100 degrees outside.
I know.
It still sounds awesome.
So last week when he first was feeling sick, I said, well, I mean, I know it's hot, but I'm right by Olive Garden. Do you want me to get you some soup?
Mm-hmm.
And so I got him some soup. Well, and then he forgot that I was bringing soup home. So I'm like, I pulled out the food that I got. I pulled it out of the bag and I went and sat down and it started. I'm like, are you sure you don't want me to bring your food? He's like, what? I'm like, the soup and salad and breadsticks that are on the counter that I got for you, and he'd forgotten.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's how you.
If
know.
He's sick enough to forget food,
yeah,
that's a bad sign. Yeah. That's a bad sign.
Is he watching with a heavy hot water bottle named Cora? I mean, she serves that purpose quite well, actually.
Wagging her tail, she hears Mom talk. It's like
Cora!
Jason's here. You can't hear him. It's great. It feels like Jason's just standing next to me.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it'd be hilarious if we got like a little
we need like a little cardboard cutout face of Jason.
Yeah, and something that does like text to speech for when he's not here and he's typing in chat. It would be amazing.
Oh, so you could hear it.
You can hear it.
I was going the opposite way. All right.
I mean, I think we should still have the cardboard cutout of him, but with the seal outfit on would be better.
Mm-hmm.
We do not need that. I don't know, Jason. This sounds like a great idea to me. Gabe put it on the web.
Can we get like a stick with cut out of Jason's face? We can just all hold it. Almost like a mask.
That's awesome. When I read Jason's text, I hear his cadence and voice in my head already. That's what I'm saying. It's eerie for me.
Yeah, so anytime you see Monument Hobbies right now in chat, it's not me, it's Jason.
Correct. Alright. There's definitely some cleanup we can do on the back of this guy.
You can watch, we have Twitch on the TV in the bedroom, Jason. You can go lay down and get comfy and the dog would snuggle with you, I bet.
Oh.
Or she would attack
you. Or she would attack you.
Nope. I'm gonna keep my hands up like this. It's not me.
I'm Jen. All right.
Oh, hey, Jason. Ben was here asking how much he could buy this model for.
Yeah, Ben wants to buy this model.
Look, I can type with my feet.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm pretty gifted.
Jen, you got to prove it. Doing a little bit of cleanup down here on the feets. They're a little messy down here. A lot of that last 5% on minis like this is really just going in and cleaning up all the little teeny tiny bits.
What did I miss? I know you guys did the challenge review last week.
We did do the challenge review.
Fuker used the fire methodology. Love the way it turned out. Awesome.
Fantastic.
Always post pictures in Discord so that we can admire your work. Challenge was hard to pick this month. I didn't even look. But
we have the whole doc up. You can definitely peruse at your leisure.
Oh, it looks like these are probably the old ones still.
No, I think those are the new ones.
Well, no, because some of them are in my handwriting.
Oh.
That were probably from last time.
Yes, the ones that are in Shelby's handwriting are the ones that I need to. You got
all of them, right?
Nope. All you need to do is send me the message on Discord, Flapjack. Or did you send me a DM on Discord? Hold on, I'm gonna go look at it after stream.
You want me to leave this list of people on here?
Okay. Please, yeah.
Right, Goddessazilla? Isazilla? We were just talking about that. I got the alert right as I walked into the stream room, and so we were.
I expressed
pour one out for Vader.
Yeah, how sad I am about that actually.
Mufasa.
Oh, you sent it just now. Okay, cool. I was like, I don't remember seeing any messages from Flapjack over the weekend.
Chad Wokey said, I'm new to your stream, but if you could give whoever is responsible for your bold white a big thank you, I'd appreciate it. He's here. He's the guy in the Monument Hobbies.
Yep.
The one pretending to be me.
The one pretending to be Jen.
So when you see the typing, the Monument Hobbies, any comments from Monument Hobbies are the guy who... He did it. No, that's the one who did it. He did all the things.
I can promise you Jen is not typing with her feet.
Not just white. He makes all the colors.
Yep.
And thank you. We're very happy that you enjoy it. Nope. The world does not need two Jens.
The world does not
I
need
do
two
not eat
Jens.
paint, and Monument Hobbies will confirm that.
I don't know.
That's our thing here.
Only on Thursdays. Yeesh.
Let's see. There was also from
Who we got? What we got in
question. From the God is Azilla. Do you know how I could paint a McFarlane figure using the same paints? Like our paints, I assume?
I did it.
McFarlane figure, yeah. I was going to say they've painted him.
Technically, it's not done yet.
No. Nope. Monument Philip, you're Philip.
Oh, yep.
We have to have an NGP all the time.
Voila! It exists.
So it wouldn't be any I mean, it's just a regular model, right? It's just bigger.
Yep. Yeah, I just I pulled all the legs and shoulder pads and stuff off, and I primed them all separate. Okay. And then I started doing all the airbrushing and stuff like that. Yeah, it's super easy. You just paint it like a regular model. It's just like
it's a bigature.
50 bajillion times larger.
Yeah, bigature, not a mini.
It is, in fact, a bigature.
And by the way, Monument Philip is also sick and went home. So
Monument
I don't know what those two were doing. So far, I've only gotten the white so far and 2 reds. Sure, when I transition over to other colors, I'll come back gushing. Well, we hope so.
Yeah, this is a great place to come and ask questions whenever you have them.
Oh, and Game Delay, I'm sorry. Earlier you had said this is a good day for a painting stream, so thanks for being here. And I was going to thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you.
Paint Liquor got a bigature this week. Does it look like this one?
There we go.
Is this the only kind of bigatures that McFarlane makes?
No, they have a couple of different versions. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, Jason painted one as well, but it might have been.
Yeah, there's 2. I think there's a couple of different iterations that you can get of this guy. I think there's like a. I could very well be wrong though, to be honest. But yes, I think there are different versions.
I have. It's not unpainted. It's an action figure of Austin Powers from Todd McFarlane.
Yes, it was. It was unpainted. I think it's actually Kyle's.
That was Kyle's?
I think so. I feel like Kyle passed it along and was like, hey, paint this on the street. The Ranger 172. Hello. Sorry you haven't dropped by in a minute. Good changes at work. Finally got an airbrush. Can't wait to use everything?
Use everything.
There we go. Yeah. Been watching videos all day. Do you have to add anything or can you use everything straight from the bottle? Your paint should work great right out of the bottle. Just so you know kind of what our settings are at, just in case you have any questions about that. We run at 22 to 25 PSI, which is, on the lower side of the average range that I see people talking about, but it works great for us. We shoot with a 0.3 and a 0.2 needle. And we don't thin our paints at all whenever we're doing base coats. We just drop them right into the airbrush and spray. So that works really, really well for us. If you are doing longer extended work sessions, then I would add a little bit of water just to thin it down a touch.
Not primer though.
Not primer. Yeah, if you're shooting primer through the airbrush, don't thin it at all. It is perfectly created specifically for being used in an airbrush, and it will spray beautifully.
Game Delay, I saw that picture you posted in Discord. Is it okay if we share that to our Instagram story? And if it is okay, would you like us to tag you? Vector said, I'm painting a Van Sar gang for Necromunda soon. Any tips for a workup for their green or green turquoise armor?
That's a good question. Is it more turquoisey than it's emerald? It's been a while since I've looked at these guys. I think they're...
I mean, our hobby is now on YouTube.
Our jades is probably... Like, all of our jade colors are probably some of the better ones that you can use for that. Without looking up the actual colors. You start with, like, dark jade. Dark jade. So we've got dark jade. And then you've got jade. Oh yeah, this would be perfect for them. And then... Right, Jade? Bada boom, bada bang. Perfect workup for these guys.
I don't know what you are.
If you're a Jen, then what am I?
You're in two browsers. What does this sound like?
Oh my gosh. Oh, Jason's in both? Ah, what's happening?
Oh my gosh.
Fake.
Confusing.
Jason is having so much fun right now.
One of those is the dog.
But yeah, Vector, this should work really well for you. Jen, can we pull up a quick photo of of Van Sar for Necromunda? It'd be Van space S. Yeah. There. Oh, you even.
I read it.
Dang.
I read it.
That makes sense.
So
they typed it correctly.
I
was like,
it
dang.
Was like
Jen knows that
ago.
It's 2 A's?
It was like 30 seconds ago, so it's still fresh in my mind.
Oh my gosh, yeah. This is like exactly the colors.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, this is like basically perfect for Van Sar. Like, you probably don't even need anything other than these for that blue armor. Or the jade armor. If I had one here, I would paint one to prove it to you. Because it is, like, eerily correct.
Ben is saying USPS has my Nova Orange and trainer on a US tour. I'm in SoCal, usually get orders in 2 days. This time, I went to Missouri, Texas, Houston, Texas for 2 days, North Houston, Salt Lake City, Utah. You are not the only one right now. I don't know what they're doing over there.
Are they messing the stuff up like crazy over there?
Well, someone in Texas contacted us and saying, why is the tracking showing my box in Minnesota? Like, I don't know. Not USPS.
UPS or USPS is being
They've been
crazy.
Their Maps app, I think, went on the fritz or something. They don't know where they are.
Dang. That's not good. Well, hopefully you guys all get your orders soon.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It'll work itself out. Unfortunately, it makes things probably, it's going to add a few days to the journey. But yeah.
Those should be as well. Great.
If you're on drugs, Jason, then why are you behaving exactly as you normally do?
That's a great question. That's an excellent question.
Yeah, Tish made apparently, the things that are supposed to go to Houston get there just fine. Things that are, well, no, because the other guy was in Texas too. Never mind. I'm going to stop talking about it. USPS show a package in San Antonio, then send it to Dallas, then to Houston, to Austin. Oh, I don't know. They like to drive around, I think, with trucks full of boxes and letters.
I feel like
that's why our postage is so expensive, because they waste so much gas moving things around to places they shouldn't be.
Yeah, it's like, do we get a discount when you guys screw
Something
up like
in Southern
that?
California that's right next door does not need to go to Tucson first. Going to Texas, that's almost right next door too. One in between, and it doesn't need to go to Minnesota first.
Yeah, I'd be worried if we sent something that was supposed to go to Tucson and it went to New York first and then came back.
I think USPS got into Jason's cold medicine.
Uh-oh. Oh, yeah. Yes.
They're a little loopy. The jade armor was dark jade.
Dark jade, and bright jade.
Bright jade. Just all
yeah.
Three. Yeah.
It's as honestly, it is eerily perfect. The 3 colors.
Super difficult, so get a pen.
Yeah, super duper difficult. Yeah, look, I thought about it in my head. I was like, I vaguely remember what these colors are, and I'm pretty sure they're like really, really close to these colors. Turns out they are basically exactly that. Painting the little dangly bits, which are supposed to be little bits of gold dangly bits. Starting with the dark orange brown.
Be thankful we don't have the company Yodel delivering for us. This is a delivery service. The delivered pictures are actually priceless. Like, is there an Instagram that shows all the missed deliveries? I heard that if Jason's cold medicine was made with bits of USPS in it. Heard that as if Jason's cold medicine was made with bits of USPS in it. No, it's not. Lumberjack Tim, hello.
Oh, Jason, I have a question for you. Since you're here, and I can't ask you normally because you're not here in person, but you're here. Have you played any Space Marine yet? Or were you just being a sick boy all weekend?
Oh. Ordering batteries for ceiling fan remotes?
Jason, how can that possibly
Are they special? Do we not? I mean, I can bring home some AAAs. I've had to buy those recently.
I'm ordering batteries for ceiling fan remotes. Dope.
And I don't think the batteries are probably not bad. The fans are just like the rooms are weird, and like you have to stand kind of outside and angle it properly to get the remote to work.
Oh, Jason, that's making me tear up. That's so funny. Oh my god, that's hilarious.
I gotta tell you guys some of the cool stuff I did over the weekend.
Oh yeah, because you were in Flagstaff, right? I was
gone. Yeah,
you were gone
all
weekend.
Flagstaff. Lovely. The weather was perfect.
Was it? Mm-hmm. What was the weather like up there?
The high. So we got there Friday afternoon. It was beautiful. It was like 80, probably.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. At when we got there at 4. Yeah, because our check-in at the Airbnb was 4 o'clock, and we got there right at 4, right up to the door at 4, and so that was really nice. Friday we went out to a nice dinner. It was we did the chef's tasting menu.
Ooh.
Which was, and they're like, do you want us to tell you what it's going to be? We're like, nope, just bring it on.
That's awesome.
So 5 courses. It was amazing. Like maybe one of the best meals I've ever had.
Wow.
We had, the first course was shrimp that was seasoned. It was a little spicy, and it was on a watermelon gazpacho. Which was...
So this is cold shrimp, then?
Cold. No, the shrimp was warm. The soup was cold.
Interesting.
And it was so good. Like, I just wanted to eat more of that.
Okay.
And then that was first course. Second course was... oh my gosh. It was a piece of... like a big hunk of pork belly. It's like this big, fat piece of bacon with a
so
caramelized onion polenta. So good. Third course was halibut. I don't eat fish, but this was amazing. It was pecan crusted halibut. It did not taste like fish at all. It tasted like what everything you want chicken to taste like. And it was and then a potato and leek puree. And then we had a fillet.
I love leeks.
It was really good. A fillet with asparagus and a little potato.
Oh my gosh.
And then a dessert, which was this apple coffee cake with this really delicious crumble and like a vanilla gelato.
And you're making me very hungry right now.
It was so good. Like every bite was so good.
This sounds awesome.
Yeah, it was really, really good. And then Saturday we went to this, there's a trail in Flagstaff. It's like a mile. It's a woman who owns a big chunk of like forest land in Flagstaff. Mm-hmm. And she made manicured the whole area and made it so that it's called the Barefoot Trail. And you take your shoes off and you go and you just walk.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's like a whole mile. And it's all these different things that you can walk through, different like stones and pebbles you can walk over. And it's like all this reflexology and grounding. Cool. And then there's like, there were 2 or 3 mud baths that you walk through. It was so awesome.
Okay.
And then, and then we just kind of hung out. And then we did like a craft. So on our hike, we picked up sticks and stuff. And then we were going to go home and make dream catchers. Mine didn't turn out. I'm going to redo it. But some really cool sticks to hang it from.
Okay.
And then we just ordered food in on Saturday. And then yesterday we got up and went to the farmer's market, which was beautiful. It was so nice to walk around and be outside and
Man, I haven't been to a legitimate, like, farmer's market since I lived in California.
Oh, really? Well, they have one here. It's not too far. It's a little warm right now, but it's open all year. And during the summer, a big part of it is covered, like inside.
Do they do, like, fresh produce and stuff? Okay.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
It's a little bit of, like...
Yeah, it's called the Uptown Farmer's Market. It's not far.
Young Jordan nostalgia bomb right there.
Yeah.
Yeah, we used to go... There was one every 2 weeks, I think it was, when we were
This one's every Saturday.
Oh, wow.
In Phoenix.
It might have been every week, but I don't remember. It was a very, very long time ago.
So I bought batteries, then they recommended some shoes. So I bought those because that's what I think about when I'm shopping
Jason
for batteries.
Just buy shoes too?
Shoes, yes.
Okay.
That sounds like every weekend you've had since you met Janet. Well, that sounds lovely, Tim. I had a fantastic time, so I'm very happy for you.
Yeah,
like, Jason, your batteries don't need shoes. If they convinced you of that, that's some really good marketing, and maybe we should... I
don't know if Jason was here, but I don't know if Megalodon is still here, but Jason, if you weren't here at the beginning of stream, we ran into Megalodon.
Yeah.
He was here.
He was here.
He said hello and then he missed us.
Batteries also need socks if they're going to wear shoes.
Yes. The Megalodon Jaws. The man, the myth, the legend. We haven't seen him in forever.
Right at the beginning.
It's always nice to see people who we haven't seen in forever. Who are like...
Yeah.
People who like show up very regularly.
Uh-huh.
And like...
Like Lumberjack Tim.
Yeah, like Tim. Tim, we haven't seen Tim in a while. He popped in a little bit last week, but it's been a couple months. So hello, Tim.
You just realized your new phone didn't have Twitch on it?
Oh. Hello, Tim. Hope things are going well.
How's her feelings about the grill? Is she still against it? She's still not as much of a fan as you are? I mean, obviously it wasn't a deal breaker.
Yeah, apparently not, yeah. That's awesome. It's a whole lot of...
Still doesn't like it, but she accepts it because it's you.
Okay.
She's a good one.
That's what we call a keeper.
A keeper.
I hate painting human faces. That is all. He doesn't accept it either.
Okay. Well, but you have the freedom to be able to go to those shows and watch and wear your grill and enjoy it, and it's okay. Jason does stuff that I don't have an interest in.
True.
It works. You can't do everything together. Some stuff for yourself. Hoosiers hates painting human faces. Punisher said stick to models then.
That
was good.
Really funny. That's really good. That's really good.
She's teaching you Russian.
Oh, that's cool.
Awesome.
That language is so interesting.
Spasibo. Is that Russian? I think that's Russian.
Yeah, I believe so.
Borscht. Vodka. I know Russian. Had a vision of Hoosiers at a stall at the county fair painting eagles on kids' foreheads. Vodka. That was your welcome? Spasibo is your welcome? What's thank you? I kind of thought it was thank you.
Yeah, that's a good question. What is thank you?
What'd you do over the weekend, Jordan?
Me?
Yeah.
Let's see here. I went to a super pre-release for a new card game, which was really fun. Some unfortunate stuff happened at the event that I got a little bummed out about. Some people were colluding, which is not very good.
They were what?
They were colluding.
Oh.
Yeah, they were. So the way that first off, the pricing for this is like a not irrelevant like prize. It's like a pretty expensive thing. And so when it was like the third round or something, and there were only 3 undefeated people, and the prize goes to the winner. So if you're undefeated in the whole event, you win. So the person who was playing somebody who had lost, they agreed to have the person who lost concede to the person who was undefeated and keep them undefeated, with the exception that if they win the whole thing, that they get half of the prize.
So basically someone threw it.
Yeah, they colluded. which is, I heard them talking about it. I didn't know if they had agreed to it. But I talked to the store owner afterwards. I was like, that's pretty unfair to the people who like had to play it out for 3. Yeah. Also, it's illegal in every form of game, period. Yeah. So it's like it's illegal in Magic. It's illegal in every card game I've ever played. It's illegal in sports. Like, turns out this thing is bad, and you shouldn't be doing it. Yeah. So that was a bit of a bummer. It didn't affect me directly, but because I was also one of the undefeated people, but I lost that round to my opponent. It doesn't matter.
You were in the game.
Yeah.
So it does affect you.
Yeah. But it directly affected my buddy who stayed for the last round and had to play against the guy who, it's bad. And the worst part is that there are people there who like were talking about it and they didn't understand that it was wrong. Yeah. And I was like, look, this is not okay. And they're like, what do you mean? It's like totally fine. Everybody does it. I'm like, that's not an excuse.
Booker wants to know what game.
It was Union Arena.
And Tim, so I said Spasibo is thank you. I was correct there. You were saying you're welcome. Gotcha. Kenneth the Red said, noob question, what's the difference between noosh and glaze and wash medium? And that's not a noob question because it doesn't matter how long you've been painting, they're newer products. So it's okay to have questions.
Questions about noosh are totally okay. Questions about anything, as long as they're polite questions.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Are fine. there are impolite questions that can be asked, but you guys are pretty good about it.
So the question, Jordan, then the difference between noosh and glaze and wash medium, and then also examples of when you would use them.
Yeah. So glaze and wash medium kind of does what it says on the tin. You use it in conjunction with all the other paints that we make to create washes and glazes. The idea is you are taking an opaque paint that we have, or transparent paint that we have, and you are mixing it with something that will... Okay, hold on. Let me make you explain this correctly. You are mixing it with a clear medium that will reduce the opacity, will make it more translucent, and less intense in color and saturation, and will keep its same paintability, right? So then you mix water into it, and then you can bring it down to the consistency that you want, either for a glaze, which is really, really thin, or you can keep it at a slightly thicker consistency and have a really nice wash. So that's what that glaze and wash medium is for. And it is amazing for doing that. Noosh is largely intended to be a weathering medium. So you mix that with our paints in the same way that you would with the glaze and wash medium, except the effect that you're going to get is that it's going to increase the amount of time that it takes for that paint to dry to such an extent that it allows you to work with it in a subtractive way when you're removing paint from the models. And what I mean by that is you can add a whole bunch of paint to the model, and then you can remove it from the model, the excess paint from a model, with either, you know, a cloth or makeup sponge is what we typically use here. You can use Q-tips. I don't typically recommend them just because they tend to leave little fibers behind. But any sort of like soft absorbent thing you can use for that. And what it'll do is it'll keep all of the kind of the paint in the recesses, and it will leave the top, or it will remove the excess from the top. And what it does is it creates this really nice filter over your model that also puts a lot of kind of grungy darkness into the recesses in a way that looks very different than doing a wash. Aside from that, there's a lot of other weird things that you can do with it. I would just experiment with the ratios, have some fun with it. Everybody who I have shown it to, I've talked to that's tried it, has fallen in love with it. It's great. And thank you, Ismail. Ismail? I don't know how to pronounce that. Ismail? Pretty sure that's right. What Jen said. But thank you. Yeah, so I played Union Arena this weekend. That was most of Saturday. Ish for short. Cool. But yeah. And then on Sunday, I was a degenerate video game player, which is great sometimes.
Space Marine 2 game?
I played a bit of that with Philip, which was super cool. So he and I got some time in the morning and early afternoon to play, which was super fun. It did a really good job of capturing the essence of the world and the universe. Which is really cool.
Popped in to stay drop an alert while I play the new Space Marine 2 game.
Heck yeah, Gosu. I'm talking about that right now. And I'm going to go home after tonight. Well, going to dinner with Paul and Jacob. We're going to go get wings tonight.
Nice.
Which is cool.
Where are you going for wings?
It's this bar that's out east. Oh. J something. I don't remember the name of it, but apparently it's like a really good place to get wings. So that's really exciting.
Paul and Jacob, you said?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Believe it or not, I trust Paul implicitly when it comes to picking out good food restaurants.
Really?
He's got a weird sixth sense about these things. Every restaurant that I have gone to with him, where he's like, "Hey, you got to try this place; it's really good," has always been right? Spectacular.
Well, good.
Yeah, like we were going to like a Digimon tournament in Dallas or something. Mm-hmm. No, not Dallas. It was in Fort Worth. But anyways, we went to. He found like a barbecue place, like right near where we were staying. It was like 8 minutes away. Best barbecue I've had in my life. Absolutely out of this world. It was amazing.
Salt Lick.
Huh?
Salt Lick?
No, it was like something 8, Super 8, something like that. I don't know. But it was freaking awesome. And then there's a Korean barbecue restaurant out west of here somewhere. That he was like, "Hey, let's go to this Korean barbecue place. It's really good." We went there. Best Korean barbecue I ever had.
Nice.
Well, almost the best Korean barbecue I ever had. I have to categorize those two things differently because I think it's the one I've enjoyed the most, but it's not like the most traditionally good that I've had. I've had some that are more traditional and good for different reasons, but
better than what you got from the H Mart.
Oh, so true. So true. Oh, yeah, I got...
What he got from the H Mart was this...
I got punished real hard from buying stuff from H Mart. Don't talk to Baby J about food. Marvel United
Apparently we should be talking to Paul.
Oh, yeah.
Hannah, by the way, said thank you for the explanation. I was not adding water to the glaze and wash when I used it. I will have to experiment with that more.
100% add water. It changes the whole experience. It will do more of what you're looking to do with it, which is make glazes and washes. And it does it really, really well.
Game Delay wanted to know what degenerate video games you played. Finished. Talked about the one, right? Did you?
He uses all the buzzwords in the shops at gas station for sushi, basically. What do you... Come on now. I have shopped at many an H Mart in my life and had nothing but exceptionally good results. I got punished by Arizona H Mart. Okay? I have learned my lesson, and I will not buy perishable goods from there. Duly noted. What's up, Law Dog? How you doing?
It's like saying you play Russian roulette a bunch and never had an issue.
Well, it depends on how often you play Russian roulette. If you play Russian roulette a lot and nothing bad ever happens to anybody, that means that you're good.
Skill set involved in this.
No, there's really not. That was a bad analogy. Jason kind of put me in a corner with that analogy. It doesn't really work.
Yeah. Luck is not something to rely on in Russian roulette.
I would say because of the proximity of the places in H Mart to better quality. Well, no. Well, to be fair, I've never actually purchased pork from an H Mart before.
And you probably never will again.
No, I most certainly will not. So
I play Russian roulette every day with a bullet called life.
You can't get good at luck? I don't know about that. I definitely know about that. You can't. That don't work.
Retired undefeated. Smart Game Delay.
There's some good song lyrics right there. Oh my gosh. What a wonderful Monday you guys are making this stream chat. And Jason's not even missing it. He's just right here with us.
Enjoying it along with you.
Makes me happy. Oh, silly people. We have such a great community. You guys are awesome. Never change badly.
Oh, too confused by me. You know, it's funny because I keep, like, if I'm home and you're watching the stream, or you're on stream and I'm watching it from home, I always ask her, I'm like, look at Dad on TV. And she just is like, what are you talking about? Crazy woman.
So you're saying...
It's like, he's not here. You can't fool me. Cute and annoying at the same time. Much like Cora in general. Cute and annoying at the same time.
Has she made a habit of being cute and annoying then?
Oh, yeah. Sometimes she's more annoying than cute. I'm not going to lie.
Uh-oh.
It's
Cora.
the cute that saves her.
Yeah.
Honestly.
It always does, doesn't it? I am sorry to hear that you've had such a bad experience with Diablo 4, Jason. And I will not say anything negative about it, because sometimes we gotta try things out and hope for the best. But unfortunately, that one does not do it.
Donnie Dynamo said just finished an absolute sprint of beginner painting classes at QuestCon this weekend.
Oh!
Pro Acryl paints were a huge hit with new and returning painters. Awesome!
Donnie, you sent us a message that I actually meant to put into our marketing chat. Was very, very, a very nice message about some great experiences. Good. Donnie, if I recall, Donnie, you were teaching classes at the show, right? So you had a chance to get a bunch of new hobbyists into the game, which is awesome. Quite a few of which picked up some Pro Curl at the event, which is super duper awesome. That's awesome to hear. I'm glad to hear that it went so well.
Very cool. Cora is currently doing the I need to go out, but I really want to sit on the couch thing, which she's very good at. She's had a lot of practice at this. She goes into Jason's room and into his office, and she will go 3 o'clock, 2:53 today, a little early.
Oh, did it do the thing?
I just lit up. She'll go and stand in the doorway of his office and like bark and like make these little noises like she needs to go outside, and he'll get up thinking she needs to go outside. When I'm sitting there, I'm like, I just took her outside. She does not need to go outside. But to her, when she goes in and does that, it works. It makes him get up out of his chair and walk, and that's what she wants. And
she wants him to get up and walk?
Because then she'll run out of the door and jump up onto the couch and sit and wait for him.
Oh, no.
So, you gotta learn to ignore.
Wow.
Taught 13 2-hour classes, which I don't know that that's much better. 13 2-hour classes over 3 days, plus 30 hours of paint and take. Wow. Woo. Had about 150 to 200 people pass through. A few stood up and immediately bought Pro Curl from the local vendors. Very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And where was this event?
Florida.
Questcon? Is that what it was?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a mixture of two events that just happened.
Sounds like now you need a couple days of sleep.
Yeah. Florida, please, by all means, take some relaxation.
Yeah.
You deserve it from the sounds of it.
Dazin said the model's looking great.
Thank you much.
Jason said Diablo was way too easy, all the way up to the point where you have to fight Uber Lilith. Then it's just a slog to rework your gear, since they top it all out at levels that don't beat her. Run the same dang pit and dungeons a million times to do basically nothing.
Yep, their endgame, not so great.
D-Fresh wants to know if there are any tutorials on how to use or apply our texture pastes. I have yet to dive into basting my minis, and I have no clue how to approach this stuff. Use an old paintbrush.
There's no long-form tutorials that I know of, but there is a short about doing it on this guy, actually.
But it truly is. You just use a paintbrush, put it in, and kind of spread it around on the base.
Yep.
And you can paint it if you want.
This is using 3 different types of the basing textures that we sell, and how to make snow. And it does involve painting over the top of it, except for the snow. This is just the snow basing texture, believe it or not, which is amazing, by the way. This stuff is super, super duper awesome. Makes very convincing snow. So.
But I'm not wrong, right? You just use a paintbrush.
Yeah.
And you just scoop 100%. Some out and kind of just tap it on.
I would definitely use an old brush. An old one. Don't use your good brushes for this.
For this.
Because it will.
It's like sand.
Yeah, you'll get basically little bits of sand in your brush that are very difficult to get out.
Is there a different tool that would be better suited for that?
I have tried various types of like spatulas in the past. It's one of those things that there's not a best way to do it. It's just whatever you like the way of doing it the best.
No basing texture. Yep. Yeah, like Jason said, concrete as well. And then we have some different, like our brown earth and gray earth come in fine and coarse.
Mm-hmm.
We have golden earth, red earth. I think there's 8 total.
Yeah, there's the dark gray, fine and coarse.
Gray fine and coarse, brown fine and coarse.
Then the
red,
golden.
gold.
Yeah.
Snow, concrete. Yeah, that's 8.
Yeah.
Oh, metal sculpting tool, I'm sure you could use. Yeah.
Yep.
You could probably even use like a popsicle stick, I would think.
Yeah, popsicle stick would work
to
too.
Scoop it out.
Yeah, you can basically use anything.
Finger paint it on. Just don't lick your fingers.
I wouldn't finger paint it on. That's your fingers are gonna be too big to get any kind of reasonable amount of work done.
You have a small child.
You have
Put the small child to work.
Your child had to be pretty darn small to be worse off, or to be better off than a paintbrush, or a.
I mean, you just showed a gigantic base with snow on it.
Well, that's an outlier. On that. Yeah.
Hey, I'm not wrong.
Maybe. Sort of.
Saying it like I'm a crazy person over here.
I mean, I didn't say it like you were a crazy person. It was a little difficult, maybe.
Hey, Mo.
Hello, Mo. How you doing? I hope you guys all had a good weekend.
Did you finish telling Game Delay the games that you played?
Which
game? When you said you played Degenerate, you were a degenerate.
Oh yeah, I played a bit of Space Marine in the morning, in the early afternoon, and then I played Apex Legends with my buddies after that, and then I played a little bit of Sword of Convallaria. Played some more Apex, and I played some more Sword of Convallaria. Pretty fun. Like I said, very degenerate game of just day of just playing video games. Great.
Painting plaid is kind of a pain.
Well, all right. You got this.
This is making up words.
I promise you, all of those games are real. I promise you. Sword of Convallaria is basically Final Fantasy Tactics or whatever that other really popular Fire Emblem. There we go, Fire Emblem, which is also a tactics game. It's kind of like that.
D-Fresh said I just bought the gray paste, assuming can I prime it, then paint over it? I don't think you have to prime it.
Well, you don't have to prime it. You can just paint right over it.
Paint right over it.
But if you want it to start from a black base coat, you absolutely can.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you're definitely not going to do any damage to it by priming over it or painting over it. Either way will work great.
Waiting for Etsy to deliver my honey badger model for painting plaid.
Ooh. Oh, man. I'm in that eternal 5% on this guy.
Spencer Reed said, what paints do you recommend that would make a good non-metallic gold? There's a whole set that would make a good non-metallic gold.
Flame On set.
Flame On Miniatures signature set.
Yep.
6 colors.
It is the set that he specifically designed for replicating the colors that he uses to paint gold.
Mm-hmm.
Also, but those colors
Jordan can also give you some other ideas.
Are amazing for anything brown or leather related, stone, earth.
Oh yeah, they're fantastic.
Grimy stuff.
It's
it
definitely
is
not
awesome.
just for non-metallic gold.
Yeah.
It can be used for so many things.
Yeah.
If someone wanted to just do
hair, great. Absolutely.
If someone wanted to just do like say 3 colors, would that be possible?
3 colors.
Just pick 3 colors to paint non-metallic gold, or do you need more than 3?
You could do 3. It'll be a little bit. I would say. Yeah, you could do 3.
Do you have 3 colors that you would suggest?
Yeah, I would do. Let's see here. I like dark green brown, orange brown.
There you go.
And
Jason,
bright yellow ochre.
Jason said burnt orange, yellow ochre, pale yellow, done.
That also works too.
Their texture pastes are not currently in tubes. They're in jars. And then also, I think Spencer Reed is also looking for suggestions for skin tones. So skin tones is a big, broad category.
Yes.
We have a lot of colors that have the word flesh in their name. But if you want to ask about a specific skin tone, then Jordan can for sure give you some suggestions there. Google is getting desperate. The image today is celebrating s'mores. I saw that, and I didn't know that it was for celebrating. I thought that just was a s'more, but it was. I saw it. I'm like, ooh, s'mores.
I haven't had a s'more in so long.
Caucasian skin tones, Jordan. What would you use?
Yeah, I like using. I mean, there are a million different ways that you can do this. So this is not the only option that you have available to you, but this will work very well. And this is just, where is that color? It's on my desk. Where is it? It's gone. Where actually is, right, or where's Warm Flesh? Hello, Warm Flesh. Where are you? What have you done? Wait, actually, where the heck is it? Okay, well, I can't find it right now, but Shadow Flesh is really good. If you're just trying to use, like, skin tones to build it up, as a really, really simple way to do it, Shadow Flesh, Bright Shadow Flesh, and Warm Flesh are really good. You can use other colors and then paint over them too. So you can start with underpainting, which is a whole totally different way of painting skin tones. But this is a really great workup for Caucasian skin tone. Now, let me find this silly color. I just put all my paints away. Can't I find it? There it is. So this will work really good. Do I have a face that I can paint? Well, I do. Where is the texture trainer? Do I have one handy? I do. Just paint this guy.
There you go. That. Game Delay said, still love that Sylvester Graham, the 19th century preacher who maybe invented flour and graham crackers. Wait, who graham flour and graham flour, is that a brand of flour? Graham flour and graham crackers, named after. He was very opposed to indulgence, and now we make s'mores in his name. Did it even clip Jordan walking around saying, "Where are you, Warm Flesh?" I mean, you can do that.
Please do. That sounds hilarious. I'm on board with the clipping of that. So Shadow Flesh is that really good kind of like dark base coat. You can go a little bit deeper too if you want a little bit more nuance to the skin. And also depending on what the environment is that you're painting in will affect these undercolors as well.
He was 93. Brought lots of joy to lots of people's lives with an amazing voice. Vector said, speaking of skin tones, what about sickly pale skin?
Olive Flesh in there for sure. Works really, really good for that pale skin tone. If it's sickly but alive, you want to still have some reds in there, so Shadow Flesh can work as a base coat. You can even start up from some burgundies and have something else be the middle, like Advanced Flesh Tone or something like that. Might be a little bit too rich. Tan Flesh is probably better for you. So tan flesh, and then we have my disorganized mess over here. Olive flesh. We'll get you that kind of like pale, really, really pale colors. And then have something that's a little bit warmer underneath will work good. Or kind of greenish would work too. Will make it feel a little bit more sickly. You still want a little bit of that warmth in there because there's still life.
Chuck.
Blood flow.
Hello. I feel like I saw Jade in there. Yep, there's Jade too. Hi, Jade.
Hello.
Chuck said if anyone has an hour or so of time to burn, People Make Games recently released a great video on governmental use of war games and the ethics thereof. It's pretty stinking good. The Warhammer jokes were on point. And Donnie Dynamo said, shout out to Beige Red. I was throwing that on everything I painted this weekend. Such a great color on its own and for mixing.
Yeah, Beige Red is also a good one you could use for that kind of sickly skin tone too. Because it's really desaturated, so it gives you that kind of like gaunt feel.
Papa Chicken, hello.
Alright, so that's the Shadow Flesh on the hand. We're going to work in a little bit of bright Shadow Flesh. And whenever I do these kind of 3 color mixes, I always try to keep them as your base coat, and then a 50-50 mix of the 2 in between, and then the mid-tone color, and then a 50-50 mix of the mid-tone color and the highlight color, and then the highlight color. Generally how I like to keep them. Generally still results in a really good effect at the end, but it is really easy to remember. Having a little bit of structure to how you plan out your recipes and some similarities helps with memory retention for your recipes. Or also you can just write everything down, which also works. But if you have a tendency to forget to do that, like I do, having a general rule of thumb when you're approaching your recipe building really can help. So you can see I'm applying this here, doing a little bit of blending in the areas where this is still going to be dark, so it's got a little bit of that color showing underneath. And I'm applying this pretty thin. I'm using very little paint on the brush when I'm actually doing this. You can see I'm removing a lot of it off on my thumb. And what this does is this allows you to get a lot more control over the paint as you apply it on the model. And the other thing I can do as well is after I'm done painting this kind of initial recipe that I was talking about here, I will show you how you can kind of take it up to the next level with just a couple of other really quick steps. But you can see how even just that first highlight, you could almost stop there and be fine. If you're just going for really quick tabletop stuff, like that looks pretty great with just those colors. But we're not done yet. There's still plenty of room to grow on here. Hi, Papa Chicken. How you doing? hit the top of these fingers there.
And that's bright shadow flush?
No, this is still the same mix. I might have
mixed it's the mix of bright and regular shadow flush. Okay. Yep.
I might have mixed a little bit too much of the bright shadow flush into it. Which is why it looks a bit brighter on the model.
Oh, it looks great.
But just goes to show that it's not a huge deal if you get the mix a little bit wrong. You just incorporate it as an in-between highlight for the next step. Because at the end of the day, right, your eyes are going to know what looks right and what looks wrong. And if it doesn't look right, then the highlights or the shadows are probably a little bit incorrect. Our judgment as humans that observe things every single day, we have a pretty good intuitive idea of what these things are supposed to look like. So if your gut tells you that it's not looking right, then it probably isn't.
It's not looking right, yeah.
So there's something about it that's not quite right. Now, identifying what that is can be a little difficult. The best way to do that is to look at reference. Use reference, figuring out what things really look like, and then going from there to figure out what the differences are between the real life things and what you're trying to replicate with your paint. This is pure bright shadow flush.
Tech Elf, thank you for the sub.
Thank you, Tech Elf. So you'll notice that I painted the bottom part of these knuckles down here first, but I left the top part sort of exposed. And then I painted over the top edge here, and then I just hit the top part of that knuckle where the knuckle joins that other part of the finger, because a lot of the time our knuckles, there's a little bit of space there where this top knuckle would be brighter, and then it gets a little darker, and then it gets bright again. So putting that highlight in there really helps.
Tech Elf got Nova Orange today, and bigger news, got my first snail sticker. What?
Oh, nice.
Congratulations.
Snail sticker. Somebody's part of the Slow Fuse Club.
Do you have unicorn already? This one.
And you can see how I'm pushing my brush up to the areas where the light is going to be the brightest. That's because the paint is going to lay the thickest where I end my brush stroke. So I'm pushing the paint almost into the areas where those brightest lights are going to be.
Ben, you heard someone got a bottle of Wizard's Butt? We've sent a few out.
Not a ton.
Have you heard one recently? As far as I know.
I haven't sent
anything super recent. Oh, we did send, we sent one to the first person who bought Nova Orange.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's super cool. The very
first order for Nova, it was an order for Nova Orange in the salamander. The very first one that came in, like, at that minute, we gave him Wizard's Butt too.
That's so cool.
Is that you? That was you? Or was that someone else? When you say lucky SOB, it makes me think it wasn't you.
Yeah. Heard somebody got a bottle of Wizard's Butt. Confirmed.
Game Delay said it didn't show. No, it wasn't you. I'm sorry. Didn't show, but I had both a bomb, snail, and unicorn patch on the back of your go bag at the festival. Awesome. Thank you. Chris Cosme said, are you guys doing any non-metallic metal shorts? Love those.
So, we are going to be covering non-metallic metal in a video. The reason why we don't want to do it for a short is because non-metallic metal is a little bit more nuanced than what is easily conveyed in a tutorial in 60 seconds. We're very limited on the amount of complicated things that we can put into those shorts that still tell a convincing story from start to finish, right? We have to be able to give you a short that makes sense from start to finish and is easy to follow. And unfortunately, with non-metallic metal, there are too many questions that pop up during that process that I can't answer with physical on-screen time painting. So it's not as good for that particular type of media, but it is on the list of things for us to do. It is important for us to be able to show that process because it's something that comes up a lot of people. So don't worry, we are working on it. We've got long form videos that are imminent. So there's one that you guys should be seeing very soon, which I think you all will be very excited about. I am super stoked about it. Hopefully that means that there are more to come very soon as well. And I think the non-metallic metal one will be one of the ones that we do relatively quickly.
Nick from Gray Primer is messaging from a lodge inside a safari park. There are lines about 40 feet away. That's crazy.
That is insane.
Are you like in Africa?
Plaid tutorial.
Did you bring your paints? If you have any paint and you're painting miniatures in front of the safari, we would love to see that. We like to see people painting in cool places. Plaid tutorial?
You guys obviously missed my super awesome plaid tutorial that I did on stream the other day.
Well, and we have a short.
Well, this is tartan, but it's all the same. Sort of. It looks very similar. I said tartan is okay. It's slightly different pattern than plaid. You're doing the same thing. Not a big deal. Tartan's fine. But there you go. Obviously, this is a flat piece of cardboard, so it's not like, you know, super exciting, flowy stuff tutorial. But I'm not here to make your guys' challenge easier. Well, super easy.
Why it's called a challenge.
It's called a challenge for a reason, you guys. I can't just give you all the answers.
Right.
It's about.
It's not about monthly easy painting.
Yeah.
It's a monthly painting challenge, not monthly painting easy.
We should totally make a challenge. It's just like easy. You get a month off. Paint whatever you want. That would be awesome.
How would we choose a winner?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Gamedelay's just gonna paint a box. That's it.
Game Delay, are you painting a box? Alright, so Bright Shadow Flesh is done. We're pulling out the Warm Flesh, and we're gonna mix this with the Bright Shadow Flesh. Maybe she doesn't love you anymore. That's a lie. I always love you guys. Alright, getting that all mixed together.
Did Flamon make a video about his paints? I think so.
He did.
Yeah.
I believe it's available on his Patreon.
I thought he had
as a
one.
free video.
Yeah, okay, I was gonna say, I thought he had a free
video.
one.
Yeah.
But yeah, it may be on his Patreon because I think that.
Yeah, because
I don't
think he has like a YouTube or anything. I think he only uses
that's
Patreon.
What I was gonna
so.
say. Netherlands, which is not quite Africa, but still pretty exotic to me. I was trying to find a monument stockist, but they were closed. But you found a store in the Netherlands that carries our products, but they just happen to be closed. That's a bummer.
Everyone taking a nap or something? What's going on? That's a bummer. They're like closed for the evening or like closed? I hope it's not closed.
Baby J says, take it easy, paint whatever you want.
Whoa.
Immediately reaches for his book of impossible ideas.
Well, I mean,
that's the hypothetical.
You kind of do that all the time anyways. Your stuff is always like super crazy. In a good way. Very ambitious projects from Game Delay. All right, see how that kind of luminosity is starting to come into the skin here. It's starting to feel like it's got that sheen to it. The new spiral bust? Are you talking about the Spira Mirabilis bust? Mirabilis? Something like that? I don't know how to pronounce that name. What's the Spira bust? I think is what you're talking about, Tim. It's the guy with the cup, right? The king with the cup?
Sick and missed it? Is it like, was it only...
So the guy that they're talking about is a sculptor from Spain, I think, who does super limited runs of
they're that limited.
hand sculpted artisanal miniatures.
I've seen them.
They're
before.
incredible.
I didn't know that they were that limited.
Okay. It's one of those things where the guy literally he puts up pre-orders, and then you pre-order it, and then once he's done with pre-orders, he never makes it again. What would I do for vampire flesh? Honestly, I'd probably do much the same thing. What I would do is I would make it a little bit more pale. Use a little bit more kind of less warm, bright highlights and more cooler highlights. Like use some tan flesh instead of bright shadow flesh, and then maybe use olive flesh for the highlights instead. You'll get a much paler highlight. And then I would incorporate different colors for the glazes that I would do after the fact.
Like 2 days and then you miss it. He only makes them available for 48 hours and he only makes what he's got orders.
Yep.
When did saline solution become so extra? I asked Mrs. DeLay to grab me simple salt and water in a spray bottle, and the options were either aloe and eucalyptus or power wash.
Oh, geez.
If it's for your eyes, I would say don't get the aloe and eucalyptus one. If it's for your nose, that might feel nice. They're closed Sunday and Monday, the 2 days I was in the neighborhood. Oh, bummer.
You might be wondering why I'm highlighting this one little line in the middle of your hand. You probably can't see it on my wrist, but for somebody who's not as chubby as me, there are tendons that come out of the middle of your wrist that connect to your forearm that tend to get exposed when they're gripping stuff.
A tendon, not the vein.
They might it's a tendon, not a vein. Yeah, it's a structure of the muscle, something like that. You can kind of see it when I do this. See how there's that divot, and then there's this brighter side on the bottom. It's like that, and yeah, you can actually see it right there. I think that's a tendon. Yeah, that's a tendon. So you can see it right there. And when I grip something, like when I'm gripping my hand right now, you can see it more readily than when I'm not. So because his fist is closed around the gun, I'm pulling out that tendon that would be raised up. Body stuff. Anatomy.
Science.
Stuff.
Did you ever go see that exhibit?
I
think it's called like Bodies
the body,
or something, where it's just that, like, they take the skin off the actual cadavers.
No, that's crazy. I have not seen that. Where is it here?
It moves around. I think there's a permanent one in Vegas, but it has been here at our science center.
Yeah, I've never seen it. We're putting on the warm flesh now. Last step. So this is going to be really, really sparse. Just a little bit there to do some pokey reflective highlights on the knuckles.
I have 2, some have 3 that show. I show one.
Might be the tendon in your wrist.
Oh, people have 3 of them?
Oh, that's weird.
I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about.
Cool. So that is how to paint Caucasian flesh.
We're putting on the warm flesh now.
Very, very easy.
Normal people would say.
So that's a good example of what I would use for Caucasian skin. Good. And it's super simple, 3 colors, right? Shadow flesh, bright shadow flesh, warm flesh. And then if you want to go a little further, what I would do is add some glazes of some warm colors and some cool colors. So in this case, I'm going to pick some... What colors do I want to use here? Here, I'll just pick a random red that I have over here. We'll do red oxide. Actually, we'll not use red oxide. We'll use burnt orange. It's a little bit more normal. A little bit of orangey color in here. And then, what's the other color we're going to use? Let's use like a purpley blue. Ooh, I like it. How about we do where is royal purple? Royal purple. Around here somewhere. Oh. I feel like somebody snagged a whole bunch of my paints. Because I just can't find paints right now. Which is freaking me out. Yeah, royal purple's just gone. Okay. That's weird. We're just gonna do purple then. We'll make it work. So we're going to start with the purple first, so the cool. I always like to layer cool down first and then layer warm down after. This is a little too bright, so maybe we get something a little darker.
Paint liquor, so I think I understand it. I just feel like when he only painted the one and I squeezed made a fist and squeezed and I only see one. It just confused me when you guys started saying 2 and 3. So that little. So I have that too. So I guess if I tilt my hand now I can see 3. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah, I mean it's there might be some on the other side, but like I just have the one.
Yeah, if I bend my hand forward, then I can see 3.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, you see it a lot more when you squeeze your hand and you do rotation.
Yeah.
With this. So. All right. The purple is a little too bright, so we're using dark gray blue instead. And what we're going to do is we're going to make a glaze out of this. So use a little bit of water, a little bit of glaze and wash medium,
Awkwardish Panda, hello.
We're going to do glaze. Okay. So, getting rid of the extra material here. And that's kind of the opacity that we're looking for.
Have a good night.
Very, very, very thin. Bye, Vector! Alright. And then, we're going to put this in the shadows. This is kind of like your deep crevices, shadowy bits. Between the fingers, that sort of thing. Really, really, really subtle.
We're doing pretty good, Panda. Jason is home sick. He was here in chat with us for a while, pretending to be me.
He was pretending to be you. It was very weird.
He's either deep in a video game or napping right now with the dog.
Yeah.
Or you could still be here, just not saying anything. I don't know.
Mr. Quiet Jason. Sneaky Jason.
Who? I've never heard of him.
Who's that guy? There's no way you're definitely going to drive home and see a Jason somewhere. All right. And then kind of in the middle, we're adding a little bit of this warmth back.
Bud said, thank you, Jordan. You unlocked a door and I leveled up on Caucasian skin.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, this looks great.
It's always these little bits of glazes that you do afterwards that adds all of this really subtle visual interest to the skin. And you can go crazy with it. You can add all sorts of color. But starting with that really nice like base is always super important.
You've also been under the weather and thus under the dogs. Wait, Panda, you were at Nova too, right? Did you get it there? Did you get sick there? Jordan, you did not. That's good. Good job. Good job.
Good job.
Good job staying healthy.
Way to go. Yeah, I was actually a little worried about it too because I forgot to bring, excuse me, the cough drop things that we usually not cough drops but
like the
emergency stuff.
Yeah.
Because I always I'll buy a new thing before I go to a show and I just put it in my luggage and I'm usually fine.
You always get sick.
I don't.
It feels like you always get sick when you come back.
Mm-mm. I always am kind of weird for a day or two because my sinuses are readjusting from a more humid climate to a dry climate. But last year I was super sick for a good chunk of it, on and off for a lot of last year. Mm-hmm. But this year I got sick at LVO. I got COVID at LVO. Ever since then, I've been totally fine.
Oh, good.
So
all right. Maybe I just got it.
Yeah, I went to because I've been to a lot of shows this year and I've been fine.
Good.
So, yeah. I might have had something a little bit for a couple of days after for UK Games Expo, maybe, but I don't know. I've definitely not been super sick this year.
Yeah. Yeah, Paint Liquor, it was sad. He was 93. Great long life.
That's a long time.
Lots of accomplishments. He'll be part of so many memories for so many of us. And we have those forever. You can watch Star Wars anytime.
Yep.
Or Lion King or whatever. We will always have that awesome voice that he makes it a little
Yeah, he had such an iconic voice.
Yeah, totally.
It's so recognizable.
Might watch it tonight. There you go.
Alright, so yeah, there we go. Caucasian skin tone. Easy version and then leveled up version. And you can even push it more if you want to do some like magentas and stuff like that. Like you can get a little crazy, put a little bit of dark magenta in there. The transparents are also a fantastic thing to use for this because they're really saturated and they're completely translucent, so they're going to show all of the highlight and shadow work that you've done before. It's just going to accentuate it with a slightly different hue or more saturation. It is absolutely amazing for that sort of thing.
So Tim, if you tested negative, maybe you just had a cold? Or do people not get those anymore?
What, colds?
Yeah. Because Tim said he had COVID after This Is Hardcore, but tested negative. Then I don't think it's COVID.
Well,
right?
Then you didn't get COVID.
It was maybe just a cold.
Turns out those still exist. And oftentimes they have the exact same symptoms as COVID.
Hey, game delay happens to all of us eventually.
What at?
Death.
Oh,
happens
yes.
Eventually to all of us, Jordan.
I was not reading. I was just listening. So I only got the voiced part of that conversation. So I was like, okay. Yeah, so see how that little bit of magenta adds a little bit more too? I like that a lot.
Well, because the symptoms are the same as cold symptoms. So you probably just had a cold. Which is fine.
Turns out it's okay to have a cold.
Yeah.
It's also okay to have COVID. You just gotta not be around people. Which you should do when you have a cold anyways.
I mean, he's got a very expansive repertoire of films. I'm sure there are plenty where his character does not die.
I mean, there's a lot of films where he plays Vader. And there's a lot of times in those films where he doesn't die.
I mean, but as I'm saying, he's oh yeah.
I'm not super intimately familiar with all of his nuanced history and work.
His filmography. 495 titles, 190 roles as an actor in 93, in his 93-year life. Oh yeah, Coming to America.
I mean, that also doesn't discount all of the things that he was in person.
Well, Coming to America.
Yeah. Because he didn't just do voiceovers. No. He was actually a legitimate actor.
Yes.
In a lot of different things.
Very, very much so.
What am I thinking of that he was... there's a scene that I have vividly in my mind when I think about it that I can't remember what it's from. He's in Hunt for Red October. Yep. That's the scene that I'm thinking of. I watched it not too long ago. Definitely dies in Conan. Yeah, fair. When Sean Bean dies, I don't think I'll be able to believe it. Oh no. He does die in a
like I said, 190 roles as an actor. I don't think he dies in all of them. He probably doesn't even die in a majority of them.
I would 100% agree with that. Yeah. Oh, Jason's here. Hi, Jason.
He was in The Exorcist 2.
Was he?
I don't know. I'm sure Jason is Googling it right now, too.
Jason typed it in chat.
No.
Oh, alrighty.
He was a Broadway actor, says the theater teacher in the room.
There you go.
Chuck is typing on Jade's phone. This sounds like something that Jason tried to do to me earlier.
Ruh-roh.
Jason's sick, Mo.
Jason is sick. He's a sick boy. At home, petting the dog, drinking some soup, or eating some soup. Eating some soup. Especially with the soup that you have down there.
Game Delay Tech Elf is the one who said it, so I'm assuming Tech Elf is the theater teacher. You don't have an episode of Adventures in Machine Shops today, but you do have an episode of Adventures in Bike Shops.
Uh-oh. This could be worse. You tell.
Oh, it's 3:44 too, Jordan.
Yeah, I saw it. I looked at the clock a minute ago.
My day has been a blur. I came in here. And I said to Jordan, I'm like, I completely lost track of time. I was about to start doing something, and I picked up my phone because I had to make a call, and for some reason, when I picked up the phone and put it to my ear, I also looked at the clock and was like, nope, I gotta go. Yeah, the day is just flying by. It's been crazy.
It's kind of crazy how that happens sometimes. You just get locked into doing whatever you're working on, and then all of a sudden...
Chuck's bicycle, a custom that costs a lot, cannot be ridden because it's missing a $10 bolt.
What?
$10 bolt.
That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to the soon command. That one doesn't work.
None of the commands work for them right now.
I did store earlier and it worked.
No, for them.
Oh, for them.
Yeah.
That's right. The commands only work for us, I think. Let me see if soon works. Soon doesn't work.
Well, that's, you know what? I'm gonna blame Gabe. The typical go-to, I'm gonna blame Gabe. It's definitely not Gabe's fault, but I'm gonna blame Gabe.
Okay. I love it when people clearly see it not working. Like, maybe it'll work for me.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm just gonna type it and it's gonna work. It's fine. I promise, guys.
Cram a paperclip in there. Probably weighs the same as your fancy bike bolt.
That actually really sucks. I hate the idea that like there's such a innocuous little thing that's stopping you from having a good time doing a hobby that you like. That would suck.
And is it something that's not like easily accessible either? You have to like special order it or
something?
Yeah,
I bet you it's some stupid special order part that's like $10. You gotta order it from the middle of nowhere in Italy, and it's gonna take 5 weeks to get here. Because it's like sideways reverse threaded or something stupid like that, right? Just cram a paperclip in there. Probably weighs the same. Oh no. No.
Bolt being reference holds the pedal in place.
Yeah,
pedals are pretty important.
That seems really important.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's probably more than one and that it kind of works, but
$10 with $50 shipping. Exactly.
Oh yeah. I bet you that's true as well. It's like free shipping on $50 or more. You're like, well, I'm gonna buy $50 worth of these stupid bolts so that I have them. Nope, in Illinois it'll get here Wednesday.
Good. All right.
Okay, that's not too bad.
Yeah, that's true. Duct tape. Duct tape fixes everything. Sure would hold a pedal in place.
You know what it doesn't fix?
What?
A lot of things.
Too pedals. What's the problem? Just use the other one. It's fine.
Whoa, hold on. I feel like there's some safety restrictions here.
You could still make the bike go with just one pedal.
I feel like it definitely doesn't work the same. Especially if you've got clip-in shoes, like I'm sure Chuck probably does.
Just let the
if you've got bike shoes.
One leg just dangles, the other one does all the work.
Yeah, where are you going to put that foot that's dangling? That sounds so uncomfortable.
They have this new invention called a car. Pretty high-tech and fancy.
Yeah. But why would we like to make our life easy, Jason? The world is about making life harder for yourself.
I've met Chuck. I've seen that man's calves. One leg is plenty. Automobile. Little manicure.
Oh yeah, he was in need of it.
Getting his nails did.
Done getting his nails did.
Tried to pedal with one leg, not easy.
Yeah, because
try harder.
Y'all got to remember, your other foot
makes perfect.
Makes the pedal come back to you. And even when you're using one pedal, like if you have the clip-in shoes, like pedaling one foot sounds actually awful. Oh god, I'm just visualizing it right now.
I mean, you only have to do it for a couple days. Art will be here Wednesday.
Yeah. I would just take a nice, good breather, Chuck. Enjoy the wonderful weather. Take a trip to, I don't know, somewhere.
Go for a nice walk. We won't be able to go as far as quickly, but
True.
It's still nice. Pedal extra hard to make it come back around again. Yep. WD-40 and duct tape, the only toolkit you need.
WD-40 and duct tape. Oof, duh. Mixing a little bit of that warm flesh into the... what the heck am I even using here? Faded ultramarine. Do a little bit more definition to the parts of his finger where the nails are coming out of.
James said I could have empathy for Chuck, or I could come up with terrible solutions. Like Cora, I'm cute and annoying, or at least 50% of those.
Oh, without the bolt, his shoe is loose, which allows sideways knee movement. Ooh. Sounds not great.
Couple days off.
Yep. Go on a vacation. Take a dip in the pool, etc.
I mean, they do live in Wisconsin, so it's kind of past pool weather, probably.
Probably.
The public pools probably close on Labor Day.
Our pools stay open year round. Isn't that awesome?
No, ours close.
Oh, do they?
Public pools close, yeah.
Oh.
Like your apartment pool won't, but like
okay.
the city pools and stuff close.
Oh, got it. When do they close?
Probably Labor Day.
Oh, got it. Okay. For the holiday,
For
not
the
because of the. Oh, they close for the
They
season.
close for like until like.
Oh.
They'll open in the summer.
Oh,
they're
okay.
only open in the summer.
Oh wow, okay, I didn't know that. Pardon my Seattle boy knowledge.
Oh, yeah. Like that's true most places, no?
Yeah, but I've never thought about going into a pool in Seattle.
Okay, yeah.
Very rarely do I think about it.
Yeah.
Or I would expect for it to be that way.
Oh, yeah, no, not necessarily about the temperature. I just, it just seems like most places like that close at Labor Day, because that's like technically the end of summer, even though it's not officially end. Cold AF there. It was lovely in Flagstaff. So
yeah,
it was really
nice 80s.
Yeah, it was really and it rained. Right, it was perfect timing. So we did our hike in the morning at like 10. It took an hour and a half or so, and then like right as we turned on the street to go back to the house, it just poured rain.
Jeez.
Like crazy hail, rain, just insane.
Sounds like rain. Jen had a pretty spectacular weekend.
I had a very nice weekend.
I'm actually really jealous. Your weekend sounded awesome.
Yeah, it was good. All easy stuff to do. 2-hour drive.
I don't have a group of people to do that kind of stuff with, though.
People here that would go.
Do you think?
Sure. I don't know if we have any game stores in.
No, I mean, that's the kind of thing I wouldn't need a game store for. I would just go for that.
Flagstaff is an easy day trip, too. Like, you could just drive up. Like, you could, like, if you wanted to do that hike thing, you could drive up, do the hike, and drive back home. It was the easiest. One of the people I went with, she went hiking, like, in the spring, and fell and landed on a big rock on her shin.
Uh-oh.
Broke her leg. They had to airlift her out. She had to be helicoptered out.
What?
Yeah. Because she was just hiking in the mountains. Had to have surgery. And so she hasn't been able to really do a whole lot. Like, she was super active and liked to hike and stuff, and she hasn't been able to do a lot of that. So she actually found this hike, and she's like, I think I could probably do this one because it's all flat. And it's a mile. And it's like very family friendly. There were people there with little kids and stuff too. So super easy.
Did she manage all right?
Yeah, she did great.
Oh, great. Awesome.
School starts, outdoor pools closed. Yes. 76 too cold for life? What? 76 is perfect.
Live in Arizona for a year. You'll change your feelings.
I think in most places 76 would be thrilled with 76.
I would say when I was living in Seattle, 76 would be a little warm. Like when you're used to Seattle weather, 76 feels a little warm.
Tim is saying that's too cold.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh. What? No.
Blizzard. Live in Arizona.
Hey, what are you doing living over there?
Yeah, one false step, and it's been traumatic for her, and she loved hiking, and she's been very, very nervous about trying to do anything that's it's so painful.
A long, painful recovery.
Yeah.
Right. But I mean, sounds like something that she'd be able to hopefully get a full recovery from.
Yeah, she's doing.
Yeah, that's crazy. Ooh. Yeah, I'm glad that she was able to get back out too. That would freak me out so much. I used to do a lot of hiking back when I was a lot younger. I was in Boy Scouts for a very long time. And there were definitely a lot of moments where I'd be like looking down a cliff and I'm like, if I fell down there and broke a leg, I would not be getting back out. And it freaked me out a little bit. I don't lie. I definitely hate heights. Not my favorite. It's a G-rated trail. You're still living here because Monument Hobbies doesn't have a trucking fleet yet? Well, just you wait. Who knows? 5 or 6 years, we may be in charge of the whole world. One knee injury stopped me from ever having a desire to wear heels again. That just sounds like ludicrously uncomfortable. Like the idea of wearing heels in general. Like, I get it, like pretty aesthetics and stuff, etc. But man, that just sounds like so uncomfortable. Like, wearing uncomfortable shoes is a thing that I absolutely hate. And it just sounds like an evening of discomfort. Just like the fact that I've seen plenty of women do this, where they're like at the end of the night or like most of the way through the night, and then just like taking their shoes off or their heels off, like, because it sucks so much. It's just like, that sounds, just wear other shoes. I mean, I get it, I do, but man, it sucks. They were fine until they weren't. No, fair. Was the knee injury a result of the heels? Like rolled your ankle and like went down knee first onto something hard and caused knee problems? Or was it something unrelated? You don't mind humid game delay? Ugh. Heels plus black ice? Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. Here's my PSA. Okay? Don't wear potentially dangerous heels when there's potentially ice outside. Granted, black ice, you may not have known. It's totally... Oh, yeah, I can imagine. You don't need to go back into it. But I can imagine that sounds awful. I'm glad that you can walk. Knee stuff can be pretty brutal, to be honest with you. Says the guy in Arizona. Hey, I'm from Seattle, okay? Like, I've lived a lot of time in Seattle. I have experienced plenty of black ice. I have gotten my car stuck in snow. I've been there, done that. It was 50 degrees outside. It was a flash freeze. Wow, what the heck, man? You got lifed pretty hard there. I am so sorry to hear that. That's like the worst one too. When you're like, it's like 50 degrees outside, it's totally fine. And then it flash freezes, and of course it's just gonna be black ice because it flash froze. Oh god. That could have happened with wearing like regular shoes. Yeesh. Well, on the bright side, I live in Arizona now. I don't ever have to worry about that. Luckily, you're tall, so flats are fine. Yes, that does work. I am very average height, which is fine by me. I'll have to deal with the too short for stuff to be comfortable, or too tall to have things normal be comfortable. So I'm happy with normal height. Last fall, one day it was 40s here and woke up to 6 inches of snow. Yeah, I mean that's totally reasonable. I mean, I've definitely had, what was it? There was a day a couple of years ago when I was living in Seattle. It was, I kid you not, like 70 degrees outside one day. And then it snowed overnight. We got like 3 inches of snow or something. And then it was 70 the next day. Like, I literally woke up and I was like, should I go to work? Because there's a lot of snow on the ground. And then by midday, it was all gone. I was like, what? What's happening? It was like, very normal day, very warm, super cold, snow, and then warm again. It was very weird. Houston has some wild fluxes. Yeah, man, weather is just so fickle sometimes. Sometimes it's like, here's rain for 2 weeks straight. And then other times it's like, here, I'm going to give you snow, rain, snow, sun, snow, thunderstorm. Crazy. Oh, that's super cool. What an interesting transition. We're playing a season in the WNBA and then working for Nike. Did you hear what she did for work at Nike? That's like really interesting. I felt extremely average height in that moment. Fair. You do for a warm Halloween. Warm Halloweens are nice though. It means it's like comfortable for everybody who's doing trick-or-treating and all that stuff. Warm and dry is the way that you want your Halloweens to be. Or cold and dry. We can make cold and dry work, but warm and dry is better. I'm tired of it being wet or cold and then I get sick. Yeah, bummer. Well, game delay. It looks like she doesn't work for Nike then. If by the way that you work with your memory, I don't have legs. If I don't have legs, that woman doesn't work for Nike. I'm just saying. There's logic at play here. Jen's back.
I'm back.
Game delay met somebody on the plane flying back from Gen Con who he said works for Nike, but really doesn't.
Oh.
Because he can't remember what she does.
Oh.
She told him.
Yeah.
She used to work at, did a season in WNBA, and then works for Nike now.
Like, she played?
Played.
Okay.
Yeah.
And now works for Nike.
And I was like, well, that's interesting. I wonder what she does for Nike. Like, that's an interesting transition. Which I thought was really interesting. Yeah, thank you, Awkwardish. I do have legs. And I said, okay, so game delay, if she told you and you can't remember, that means that she doesn't work for Nike.
Yeah.
Because if you can't remember me having legs, then I don't have legs.
He even walks on them.
Yeah. All right. That's it for us, guys. It's 4:06. I have a date with some wings.
Hey.
And you guys have a date with some...
Probably next level painting.
Oh, yeah. That sounds good. Make sure you guys click on all the wonderful links we got here.
That's who it's going to be. You got a nice date with Kenny.
Make sure you guys click on all the links. We got the store link up there for you guys to pick up all the paints we'll be using on stream today. Check out the FLGS link to find local game store near you where you can buy all of our wonderful products. And then check out the Discord link. You can hop into our plaid monthly challenge for this month, or just generally hang out with some cool people who are interested in the same kind of cool things that you are. Yeah. Also, check out our YouTube. We've got all of our shorts on there, as well as all of our long-form video content. Don't forget, we stream 5 days a week, Monday through Friday. This week is gonna hopefully be a little bit more normal. Friday is gonna be a solo stream with me on it because Jen and Jason will both be out. As will Gabe. So it's possible that we might have somebody producing, but unlikely.
Maybe just George.
But it might just be me, which is fine. Well, doesn't change how much I love you guys. So we'll see you then, and don't forget to join us again tomorrow at 2 p.m. Mountain Standard Time.
Stick around for Kenny. It looks like he's giving away a hoodie.
Giving away a hoodie?
Fun.
All right.
So let's get y'all over Lumberjack Tim, we'll keep you warm.
Yes, keep you warm at 75 degrees. All right, everybody. Much love. Bye, see you all later. Bye-bye.